In this video, I'm going to show you how you can manage unlimited Instagram profiles for your clients or for your own business, even though there's a limit of 5 accounts that you can have logged in on your phone at any time. At one stage in my marketing agency's journey, we had over 40 client Instagram pages that we were logged into, plus probably another 10 that we owned inside my agency. You do the maths and that's like a total of 50 pages. So how in the world were we able to manage all that, and how could we stay logged into all these accounts? Because normally what you would do is you would log into 5, do the work for those 5, and then log out of those 5, log into another 5, and repeat that process multiple times per day. 1, that's such a waste of time. 2, what a lot of stress and just awkwardness managing passwords. And 3, if you log in and out of an account every single day, that oftentimes will send a trigger to Instagram and you might get the account flagged, banned, or disabled. So if you don't want to get banned, flagged, or disabled and you want to save a bunch of time, here's what you can do. So there's 4 main things that you need if you want to manage unlimited pages. Number 4 is by far the most important and the most impactful, so definitely stay to that. But before we do that, we need to look at the slightly less important things that you need to know. So number 1, if you have, let's just say 40 pages, right? And they're not your client pages, but they're all yours. You need to make sure that each of those pages has 2-factor authentication and it has an email address linked to the account. Now for 2-factor authentication, you have really 2 options. One is you use what we call a authenticator app, such as I believe Google has one, or you can use a phone number. From my experience, using a phone number is way better because I used an authenticator before, accidentally deleted the app, and could never get back into a 150k follower Instagram page that I still cannot access and I can't recover because I didn't know the original email. So Instagram, thank you for that. So using a phone number, as long as you keep that phone number safe, is probably your best bet. But you also need to have an email address. Now here's the problem, right? Before, you could use one email address and you could use that for 40 accounts. You would just have, let's say your email is adamwalsh@gmail.com. I would just have adamwalsh +1, so +1 @gmail.com, +2 @gmail.com, and I could do that for like 40, 50, 100 accounts, no problem. All of them linked to one email. That does not work anymore, but it does work for a certain number. So you might be able to get 3 or 4 accounts with that same tactic, but you're not going to be able to get 40 accounts. So in this case, you ideally need to have multiple email addresses. So for 40 accounts, you're probably going to need 10 email addresses. And similar to verifying and setting up your Instagram page, you should ideally have a phone number linked to these emails as well. Now, Instagram will not allow you to use one phone number for 40 accounts. So I personally have 2 or 3 phone numbers that I can use, my business partner, and some other team members have some phone numbers that we can also use. So all in all, to sum up that point, you need multiple SIM cards or multiple numbers, plus you need multiple email addresses. Okay, so that's number 1. We've covered that. You need that before we look at the next steps. Number 2 is looking into a VPN. A VPN essentially just changes the location that you log in from and your IP address. So for example, if I was in Ireland and my virtual assistants that were managing Instagram pages for our clients were based in the Philippines and let's say Pakistan, but my clients were from the US, I would personally set the VPN to a location in Ireland or the US, so that when they log into the page, if the client receives a notification about a weird, suspicious login because they're logging in from a new address, from our experience, it looked better to be logged in from the US or Ireland rather than the Philippines or Pakistan. All right, people just have sometimes a negative connotation of certain countries. I don't agree with it, but life's a game. You got to play the rules of the game. And this also means that if your client is logged in and they're based in the US, plus your virtual assistant now is logged in and it says they're also based in the US, that is less risky. That's less of a warning sign to Instagram rather than you both being logged in from 2 different parts of the world. All right, so you got that. You need a VPN, you need multiple SIM cards and phone numbers, and you need multiple email addresses as well. Now, point number 3, the final juicy bit. So originally I thought there was going to be 4 points, but we've actually bundled SIM cards and email addresses into one, so we only have 3. The third and final point, as I mentioned at the start of this video, if you were to go to your phone right now, you can log into 5 Instagram pages. Now there is a trick where you can link accounts together, and in that case you can probably get that limit pushed to maybe 10 accounts or maybe 15, but then you're going to have your account linked to a client account, and that's not really something you want. So how we managed this process in my agency was by using different profiles on Google Chrome. So if you use Google Chrome, right, I use it all the time. I have a profile right here, and this is my personal profile that I'm looking at right now. So it has like my personal details, my personal favorites, all that stuff. But I've also got one which is specifically for my agency, right? So when I click this profile and I go to Gmail, it's going to be my agency email. It's going to be my agency Stripe account. It's going to be my agency Calendly account, right? But you can take that same approach and use it for all your client pages or your own Instagram pages. So what we used to do is we would have a profile for client number 1, and that would be logged into their Instagram. Client number 2, different profile, logged into their Instagram. Right, you see where I'm going here? It means that you don't have to log in and log out of pages. We could be logged into 40 pages all at the one time, and we wouldn't have to log out and log back in. So this means we get less accounts getting errors or disabled or needing their password to be changed, because those are all very common issues on Instagram. I'll get my editor to pop up a screenshot of what this looks like, and it's super easy to figure out. You just create a new profile, log into Instagram, name the profile the name of the Instagram page you logged in, and boom, you're good to go. So that's it, right? It's a pretty simple workaround, but it does take a little bit of time and a little bit of preparation. So for any of you that offer social media management to your clients, or you just have a number of Instagram pages yourself, and you just don't like the process of logging in and logging out, and you want to manage it from your desktop, then this is a solution you can use. Now, if you are offering full social media management for your clients and you need to post Instagram stories to their page as well, if that's part of your package, you will need to be logged in on your mobile. But when we had those 40 clients, because we work with fitness coaches, a whole bunch of those clients were not paying us for us to post stories for them. We would post their feed content and manage their DMs, but we would let them post the stories because they were in the gym recording themselves anyway, and they didn't really mind posting stories. So my friend, I hope you got some value from this video. If you did, drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one.